Hey everyone, it's Maribel Blue with a new Pathetically Unfiltered. If you are new here, welcome to this channel. Please take a moment and consider subscribing. And if you are not new, welcome back. So today I am going to react to Dean Withers in Jubilee. Apparently he went up against these MAGA women. I have not seen all of them, so of course some of the reactions will be true to life. There are some that I did see, and one lady I did see, I just couldn't believe what came out of her mouth. I do not understand these women. I just don't. What planet are we living on? When a woman is saying any woman would be glad to be with Donald Trump, are you out of your fucking mind? No, thank you. Let's not even waste time. Let's get started.
Hi.
Nice to meet you, I'm Gina.
Nice to meet you too, Gina.
Thank you. First of all, if Trump was truly a predator, he would have never reported Epstein to the feds.
Yeah, he didn't.
In the 90s. He did.
You mean
In the
2006?
Yeah, sorry, 2006.
That's okay.
Also, was he ever on the island?
Well, I don't think that there's any evidence to demonstrate he was on the
never
island.
on the island.
Because I don't think he needed to go to the island to get it off.
No.
Listen, about the 2006 quote-unquote report to the feds about Epstein, he didn't report him to the feds. Epstein got arrested, and then Donald Trump turned around, called the local sheriff, and said, "Oh, thank God you got him. We've known about what Epstein's been doing all along," which A, indicates that Donald Trump knew what Epstein was doing with Maxwell and didn't report him to the cops prior to Epstein's original arrest, and B, indicates that Donald Trump has been lying to us about the nature of his relationship with Epstein for the last 10 years.
No.
We've all heard Donald Trump say that he never knew what Epstein was doing, was never involved, and was completely oblivious, but according to that report to the sheriff, of course he knew.
Okay, so first of all, if he did do something, believe me, they would have found it. They had to make the Russian dossier up. They had to make things up to get Trump. Trump doesn't have to be a sexual predator. Any woman would love to be with Trump.
Really? Let's just stop right there. Really? Not me? Not me? Why would I want to be with a man who wears a diaper? I mean, let's get real. There are some women who are already married to men who are probably wearing diapers now, but that's because they've been in a marriage forever. Why would I want to be with a person who is as repulsive and a racist? And this woman is what? Are you for real now?
Okay, any woman.
Do you have a husband?
No.
Okay. Let's actually
wait.
test that.
Can we
Could I
just
have
go?
all the women with
I'm telling you, I have not watched this video.
that Donald Trump knew what Epstein was doing
Look
with
at this
Maxwell and
woman's
didn't
face.
report him to the cops prior to Epstein's original arrest, and B, indicates that Donald Trump has been
Is this
lying to
woman
us about the nature of his
actually-
relationship with Epstein
wait.
for the last 10 years.
Is this woman actually believing everything that's coming out of her mouth? Or is she just there because she wants to be seen?
No.
We've all heard Donald Trump say that he never knew what Epstein was doing, was never involved, and was completely oblivious, but according to that report to the sheriff, of course he knew.
Okay, so first of all, if he did do something, believe me, they would have found it. They had to make the Russian dossier up. They had to make things up to get Trump. Trump doesn't have to be a sexual predator. Any woman would love to be with Trump. Okay, any woman.
Do you have a husband?
No.
Okay. Wait, let's
I can't even with that lady's face. I don't want to go back too far. I just want to get her
Dossier
face.
up. They had to make things up to get Trump. Trump doesn't have to be a sexual predator. Any woman would love to be with Trump.
Hold on.
Okay.
Are you sure about that? Are you in agreement with her? Because you don't look like you are.
Any woman.
I don't think she's agreeing with this lady too much. She's not one of those women who also don't want to be with Trump.
Do you have a husband?
No.
Okay.
No, of
Wait,
course
let's
not.
actually test.
I wonder if this lady works. And imagine having her as a coworker.
Could I have all the women with husbands or boyfriends in the room raise their hands? So her claim is that any woman would love to be with Trump.
Love.
Would you guys cheat on your husbands and boyfriends with Trump?
Well, we didn't say if they were married, not if we were
I
married.
mean, any.
Instead of anybody who's in a relationship, is there
Not if they were married. What difference does it make? Every woman Donald Trump has been with, he divorced his previous wife. He was cheating on them with the current wife. Wait, I got that backwards.
Action to make.
Please make sure this goes right up to the third floor file because I have a transfusion to make.
A what?
Let's go.
You know what I mean. Can I keep this pen?
anybody who would want to be with
Yeah,
Donald
let's do
Trump?
it the other way
He
around.
doesn't have to be a
okay.
sexual predator.
Who? Okay. All right. Listen. Put your hand up. if you would have sex with Donald Trump.
If I was married to Donald Trump, yes. And I'd love to be.
That's
Love
crazy.
to-
Do you prefer Clinton?
Yeah,
Why don't
she
we talk about
love to slather herself with his diaper.
sexual predators as far as Bill Clinton?
Why? It's not
Okay,
about the
because
bomb.
because he's a predator.
Okay, and if he
Trump
is,
doesn't
burn him,
have
throw him
to
under the
be a
jail. I don't
sexual
care.
predator. Trump did report him to the feds.
I thought I clarified
when-
that's not what
well,
happened.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong. Show me that. Give me
Virginia,
evidence.
first of all, Virginia Guthrie worked at Mar-a-Lago in the early 2000s, and he prompted her to come and work for him as a massage therapist. Trump was pissed, and he reported Epstein.
Okay, well, I would recommend looking at the fact check that will likely be
Yeah.
on the video screen that says, actually, he placed this phone call after Epstein was arrested to thank the cop and to tip them off about Ghislaine Maxwell, because that's what the fact check is going to say.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is in one scenario, he's reporting the crime to the cop to then get Epstein arrested. In the secondary scenario, he's thanking the cop after Epstein's
And
arrest
he
and indicating
added
that he knew
to
about what
the
he was doing.
indictments.
I think that in many scenarios, what we'll see from quote-unquote co-conspirators of criminals is, well, once their friend gets arrested for the same crime that they committed, we'll turn around and be all lovey-dovey to the police to try to, indicate and promote the idea
that's subjective.
that they were involved. And the only reason why I bring this up isn't to say I know with certainty that this is exactly what Trump did, but is rather to give plausible doubt to your argument that because he did this, we know he's not a sexual predator, even though he admitted to it on Howard Stern's radio show, and even though court found him guilty of rape.
Court never found him guilty of. First of all, if he was guilty of, he'd be in chains right now.
That's not how civil courts
They
work.
had to make.
Someone help me understand this bitch over here raising her hand.
Well, the difference is in one
Like-
scenario, he's reporting the crime to the cop to then get Epstein arrested. In the secondary scenario, he's thanking the cop after Epstein's
And
arrest
he
and indicating
added
that he knew
to
about what
the
he was doing.
indictments.
I think that in many scenarios, what we'll see from quote-unquote co-conspirators of criminals is, well, once their friend gets arrested for the same crime that they committed, we'll turn around and be all lovey-dovey to the police to try to, indicate and promote the idea
that's subjective.
that they were involved. And the only reason why I bring this up isn't to say I know with certainty that this is exactly what Trump did, but is rather to give plausible doubt to your argument that because he did this, we know he's not a sexual predator, even though he admitted to it on Howard Stern's radio show, and even though court found him guilty of rape.
Donald, do you ever discuss sex with your daughter?
No.
You do not?
No.
You've never sat
And
her
I
down?
have a feeling we're not going to hear.
Yeah, no.
Another embarrassing video from a 2006 Howard Stern show has surfaced. It shows Trump alongside daughter Ivanka and son Don Jr. joking about being a sexual predator.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean,
You are one.
All right, I wasn't going to say that, but it's true.
Court never found him guilty of. First of all, if he was guilty of, he'd be in chains right now.
That's not how civil.
What the fuck? Is she for real right now? You are a black woman. What does her hat say? Her hat says United States 1776 20 something anniversary on the bottom. I can't read what it says here. I don't know if it says 250. Is she fucking for real right now? You are just sitting there loud and proud.
Courts
They
work.
had to make. Yeah, it is.
Civil courts don't send people to jail. They hold people financially liable. That's
Well,
the nature of
he-
our criminal justice
But he
system.
would have been in jail.
You're not familiar with statute of limitations, then.
I'm familiar with
What's the
that.
statute of limitations?
You can only accuse somebody within a matter of time, but right now it's 30 years.
So if E. Jean Carroll,
Right now
came
it's
out
30
after
years.
the statute of
She's
limitations had
out of
passed
her mind,
for
she's
sexual
insane.
abuse in the state of New York
They
against
threw her
Donald
case
Trump.
out.
She's out of her mind and insane. I mean, this lady should really look in the mirror when she says that.
Do you agree that even if she had a video of it happening to her, he wouldn't be in jail because of the statute of limitations had
That's not
passed?
true. There is no statute of limitations when it comes to.
So by the law, the crime that Donald Trump committed per the New York State legal definition of sexual abuse in 2019 through
He never
2022
committed that crime.
was specifically sexual abuse, because legally speaking in New York, they only defined as penile penetration of the vagina. And she testified that he raped her with his fingers instead of his penis. So
No,
because of
that's
that,
a lie.
it would
There's
be
no
legally
proof of that.
categorized as sexual abuse, and that's the crime that had a
She's
statute
out of her
limitations
mind.
on
She's
it.
insane, and they threw the case out just recently.
Okay.
I have no words. I'm sitting here stunned because I did not hear the whole thing of this lady talking the way she was talking. You have got to be some kind of special crazy to sit there and chastise another woman and a horrific experience she had that was argued in court and proven. I don't care what anybody says. If you are with someone and you're telling them no over and over and over again, and their hands are all over you, and they're touching you in places you don't want to be touched, what is that? Are you saying the woman is crazy? She allowed it to happen, or she didn't fight enough? Have you heard any horror stories of women who just disassociated themselves in horrible crimes they experienced, and after that they don't know what to do about it or how to handle it moving forward? They don't want to say anything because they're ashamed. And you have a woman like this who's just like, he's not a predator, and any woman would be so happy to be with him. Not this woman, and not many other women that I know wouldn't even dream of it. It's more enticing to be vomiting your dinner than that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and find another one that I haven't seen. Okay, I'm going to play this one because this lady is definitely a special kind of someone. And this was one I really wanted to listen to the whole thing. So let's get started with this video.
My next surrendered claim is Donald Trump is a misogynistic sexual predator.
Okay, if you want to debate this claim, please get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my name is Shiva Bagari.
What's your name?
Shiva Bagari.
Shiva Bagari. Well, would you like me to take it away by explaining to you why I think Donald Trump is a misogynistic sexual predator?
Yeah.
First and foremost, he's a sexual predator because a court has held him civilly liable for raping a woman by the name of E. Jean Carroll. Of course, in somebody is something that would make one a sexual predator. In 2005, he also boasted about engaging.
This woman is absolutely disgusting, and I'm going to say why. Imagine she is your friend and you go to her and tell her something horrible happened to you. I bet the first question she would ask is, what were you wearing? Bet you anything.
In sexual violence by sexually exploiting beauty pageant contestants at the beauty pageants that he owned by barging into their dressing rooms and looking at their naked bodies. And this isn't an allegation from some woman that you could defame and say just wants money or fame. No, this was an admittance of guilt, something that Donald Trump said he did on Howard Stern's radio show. And I see you shaking your head. I'll happily play you the clip if you want. And we also
please show me the clip because I do not believe it. Yes, take it out.
Don't worry, I got it preloaded.
Okay, good.
So you have done that. I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. Right. I want to make sure that everything is good. If you're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
Why don't we start there? Mike's yours.
Okay, well, he said that he probably sees them. It doesn't say they're naked there, so
It does.
They might have. No, it doesn't.
He said that they have no clothes on. When you have no clothes on, you're naked.
Who said that they didn't have clothes on?
Donald Trump.
He didn't say that in the clip.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Okay, again, I want to hear
That's
it
fine.
again.
Dog's good if you're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay?
There you go.
Oh, well, it's a he didn't actually say clothes, but
yeah.
he said
I think it's important for us to be intelligent, rational people.
Okay, so
you're saying no clothes, and then Howard Stern says, so you're like a doctor.
I definitely don't agree
Why did
with
Howard
that?
Stern say you're like a doctor? Because doctors get to see people naked.
Okay, I don't agree with that. But men are men, and men have testosterone, and men love beautiful women, and trust me.
Let me just stop right there. That is the most ignorant ass comment. Men are men. That's like giving excuses for bad behavior. Why would we okay bad behavior? This is the reason why we are in the mess that we are in now, because we normalized insanity. Nobody said anything to it. No one stood up for it. And you have to, every day, you have to call it out. We can no longer afford to be in a position, to be honest, to say, they'll figure it out. I gave you an example videos ago I did here on my channel. If somebody's underarm stinks, are you going to tell them put deodorant on? Or is everybody just going to stay far away from them and say they'll figure it out? No, say something. Maybe the person doesn't understand grooming and they need to learn about grooming. Not everybody knows the common sense thing of what we should be doing. I just talked about this in my last video in Conversational Corner TikTok Live the other night. This guy's talking about the black people, and he's black, and the black people are being racist, And we need to stop hurting white people. What the fuck is wrong with you? That is not normal logic. That is not normal behavior. And in that live, Sugar called it out. No, it's not about being mean to white people. It's about addressing the issues that are happening in this world right now. And a woman like that who is saying, no, well, he didn't say the whole word of clothes. Are you fucking kidding me? There are people who talk and they don't say the whole word. And if you've listened to Howard Stern, there are a lot of times Howard Stern would cut people off in the middle of them talking. He said clothes. Let's just stop the bullshit.
I would prefer a man that actually looks at women and is sexually attracted to women than someone that is not. And I actually like looking at women too, and I'm not even a lesbian, but I think women's bodies are beautiful. It's like
Ma'am,
art
I'm
to
sorry.
Me.
No,
it's art
I'm sorry.
to me.
This
now,
is
now she's tokenizing.
You just told me that you would prefer a man who, quote unquote, likes the female body and is willing to barge into the private women's only dressing room and still look at them while they have no clothes on.
I said
compared
before
to
that
you're saying I think that real men with testosterone are sexual predators.
So you just lied about me right now because I said I don't believe what he did was right.
But it was
but
I would prefer a man who likes to look at the naked bodies of women that
I've been over someone that is attracted to other men. Yes.
Why?
Absolutely. Because it's not natural.
It's not natural to be gay?
It's natural to be attracted to the opposite
Define
sex.
natural.
Natural is what God made, Adam and Eve.
So God didn't make gay people?
Well, actually,
I thought that God was the creator of all.
No, that's sin, and sin came from the devil.
No, sin is a conscious decision. Being gay is not a conscious decision.
Well, actually, being gay is a
Sin did not come from the devil, people. That is a made-up story so that people wouldn't take responsibility for their own actions.
Just decision.
Okay. Could you choose to be gay?
It's an action.
Could you choose to be gay?
Yes, absolutely.
Could you choose to be
I could have chosen to be gay when I was younger.
Could you choose to be attracted to your mom?
A lot of women actually
could you
choose
choose to be attracted to your mom? If attractions are a choice, could you choose to be attracted to your mom?
Can you choose to be a pedophile?
No, I couldn't choose to be a pedophile. Could you choose to be attracted to your mom?
Oh, so there you go. He thinks, no, it's an action, honey. And you can choose to sin or you can choose not to sin. I try to keep the devil away from me.
Can I just get a clear answer to the question?
No, this is a clear answer. But see, you don't come from a biblical standpoint.
What are the first 4 books in the New
Testament? I come from a biblical standpoint that there's 2 sexes.
Yeah.
There's no 50 different genders. That came from a pedophile named John Money who lied about a study to push reassignment surgery on thousands of people through his lie that butchered this poor boy and put him through hell. Reimer twins, go look it up on Oprah.
Yeah.
Okay? So
I'm going to ask the question again.
You don't live in
I'm going to ask
reality.
the question again.
I live in reality where I know that a tree is a tree, a woman is a woman, a man's a man, and if you are choosing,
a moron's a moron.
And if you're
Exactly, because this woman is not a woman advocate. She is a horrible, terrible human being. I said what I said. Hey everyone, just a quick break and remind you that I am still having my Surfbox store fundraiser. You do get a soap, a lotion, a loofah sponge, and some free sample soaps. I just sent out like a couple of different orders and they got the big box version. I can't wait for them to see their surprise when they see all of the soaps that are in this box. So if you're interested in making a purchase, just go to surfbox.com and happy shopping. So I took a quick break. Like I was just on the live premiere for the Kai Trump video that I just did. I had some dinner. I had to do my hair over again because for some reason the air is not coming in properly in this office. I have no idea what's going on. But I had to watch a little bit of Dean Withers with this. I'm going to feature one more person, but I am thinking of doing a panel discussion because the responses of these women is just absolutely diabolical. Now, I'm going to play this one woman. I did start watching the beginning. I've not watched the whole thing. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. This is going to be the last video clip that I'm going to share for this particular episode. And I'm going to do a panel discussion on it. So if you are interested in joining the panel like I did with Bishop, and we do have another premiere coming next Saturday, we're going to be talking about news and crime sprees that is happening, throughout the United States, just send me an email. Tell me that you're interested in joining in the panel. What are your topics of interest? And let's get the show started. So let's go ahead and complete this final clip with this one lady. Her name is Annette, and she's talking about how wonderful and great Donald Trump is. I don't know what's wrong with her, but I don't know what's wrong with a lot of these women.
Want to be the next debater? Please get to the chair in 3, 2, 1.
Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
Annette Davis Jackson.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, yes.
So let's hear it. Why do you think that men are better at leading than women?
How about I know that men lead better than women? Because women have the babies, you're emotional, but more important, I have a dad. I have a dad who was very strong, and when I see what President Trump is embodying, I say, and I know that you can roll your eyes, but you know what my grandmother used to say, you can roll your cotton balls, but you sure can't shoot them. So men are strong just like Trump, because in the first 100 days, what did he do? He started writing executive orders.
Yeah.
He started writing executive orders.
Hello, ma'am. He was not writing anything. You think he invented all of these executive orders out of his head? He was just signing off shit. It's the people around him that are just as dangerous.
Day after day after day after day after day after day, women would probably say, hey, ooh, let me take a break. That's why.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, listen, clearly I disagree with you about Trump. But that's actually not relevant to my counter-argument. I'll tell you why. Because even if Trump was a good leader, that doesn't mean that therefore men are better at leading than women on average. Like, for instance, in the same way that you could give an anecdote of a man that you think is good at leading to justify the claim that men are better at leading than women, well, I could just give an anecdote of the opposite. Hitler was a man, he was a terrible leader, therefore men are worse at leading than women. All right? But clearly that's not how it works, because we cannot attempt to allow an anecdote of what we think about one individual man to then exist as a portrait for a generalization about all men.
And let me just say this too, before I forget. Why would she compare her father, which was probably a very good man? I mean, I don't know who this woman is and I don't know who her dad is, but clearly her dad must have been a representation of being the head of the family and taking care of the family. And for some odd reason, she has it in her head that every man is like this. She must have missed the Chris Watts story.
Why did you have to say Hitler?
Because he's obviously a bad leader that's a man?
Yeah, and
Do you agree?
The President of the United States, which is the Commander-in-Chief, Donald J. Trump, is a great leader.
Okay.
And he's a great leader because he won a landslide.
Okay.
And
So
if
it's
he
true.
could run again, he would run a landslide again.
Yeah, well, guess what? He's not. He's a terrible president. His policy sucks. How about this? What's your favorite Trump policy? I mean, a bill passed through Congress, then signed into law.
I'm a former college coach, and not having men in women's sports.
I'm sorry, what bill was that?
Oh, no.
Well, I'm sorry, what bill was that? I asked you a very specific
We
question.
We got to stop there that you've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Okay.
Oh my fucking God. What the hell did I just watch? I did not see the end. I can't believe that she just said that. What I actually cannot believe is that she said she was a college coach. Someone explain something of what is happening here, because I have no words anymore. Like, that's it. That is it. If you're interested in doing a panel discussion about Dean Withers and the encounters that he had with these women who are obviously pro-Trump and pro-cult, please contact me and let's get a panel discussion going. So with all that being said, this is Maribel Blue signing off. As always, remember, be good to yourself, be good to each other, and most importantly, take care of you. Bye, everybody.